Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Ripple will definitely lose against SEC, crypto executive says. Okay, well look, none of us have got a crystal ball, so no one knows for sure whether Ripple is going to win or lose, but I appreciate that everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and I will say this. No matter how much I've seen of this lawsuit and how much it looks like Ripple is in the right and how much it looks like it's gone in their favour so far, no one can say for sure if Ripple is going to win this lawsuit. They could still lose. I'm under no illusion that Ripple could definitely win this lawsuit. I'm very aware that they could lose. And I think there's this one thing that we really have to bear in mind here, okay? Because I know at the moment, as I say, everything at the moment, I would say for the most part, has gone in Ripple's favour. Don't get me wrong, they've lost a few little motions and stuff like that, but for the most part, things have gone in Ripple's favour highly. But remember, they're going up against the government. Just remember that. And, there was a lawsuit not long ago against the company Library for selling unregistered securities. And, the Library ended up losing that lawsuit. And I do remember in the closing arguments, they managed to get the SEC to admit something about the security tokens, where they did say that the tokens had utility. But they still managed to win the lawsuit. And so there's never no guarantees, no matter how good it might look from the outside looking in. And, you've got to bear in mind, like these judges, they might look at these government agencies and just think again, like, these are the heroic guys, these are the upstanding citizens fighting the good fight. I believe their intentions are pure. Or it might just be, it's the government. I don't want to cross the government. I don't know. But the point that I'm making is, I don't know for sure if we have enough yet to just say confidently that Ripple will win. So, I'll say, this person may have his opinion, which could be right or wrong, but he's very much entitled to that opinion. So let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a bit more. In a Twitter thread, Gene Hoffman, president of the Chia network, expressed his confidence that Ripple would lose against the US Securities and Exchange Commission in their ongoing legal battle. This sentiment was shared after a Twitter user sarcastically asked Hoffman his thoughts on Chia's superiority to Bitcoin in response to the Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler hinting all cryptocurrencies apart from the Crypto King are securities. Hoffman responded, stating that Chia's token XCH is not a security and that the company plans to register Chia equity. He believes this is the obvious way to be legal, unlike others who choose not to do so. However, Matt Hamilton, Ripple's former director of developer relations, pointed out that registering equity did not stop the SEC from going after Ripple. Hoffman hit back at Hamilton by stating that Ripple made a mistake by selling XRP before registering Ripple stock. He added that if you don't sell the token, it can't be considered a security. He also clarified that the Chia company owns XCH, but has never sold any tokens. All the trading of XCH has been from farmers farming. Ripple's former top developer warned Hoffman to keep a close eye on the Ripple case, as the SEC is trying to argue that secondary market sales can also be securities. But Hoffman stated that the facts are different, and their method was specifically designed to not make Ripple's mistake. The Chia president says that he had no discussions with the SEC regarding the token's regulatory status, but he believes that it is not a security. Hoffman's remarks indicate that he is confident in Chia's legal compliance and optimistic about the outcome of Ripple's ongoing legal battle with the SEC. However, the SEC's stance on securities regulation in the crypto space is not entirely clear, and it remains to be seen how their ongoing cases will affect the industry's regulatory landscape. Okay, so, before we even go any further, the first thing I'm going to say here is this guy, Gene Hoffman, seems just a little bit delusional here in regards to why he thinks his token will be okay. And the reason why I say that is because we've just recently seen that Gary Gensler has actually said that other than Bitcoin, all other cryptocurrencies could be deemed securities and are securities in his eyes. So what makes him think that his coin is so special? What makes him think that his is going to stand out and be okay? Whether Gary Gensler's opinion is right or wrong, which I think, we can clearly say with confidence that many, many people say it's wrong. Even other people within the SEC say it's wrong. That's his stance. So I don't know what makes him think that he's going to be okay and his token is going to be the exception to the rule. He seems a bit delusional there with that, if I'll be completely honest. And then, he's saying how he's going to register, his tokens as equity before he sells any tokens, sorry. Okay, so the thing about this is, before all this happened, Ripple was constantly meeting the SEC. They were working with the SEC and being as transparent as they could with them to try and ensure that they were being compliant. And the SEC never told them, hey, just a heads up, you may not want to do this because, you might get yourself in some trouble here. They never said anything. They let them continue working, taking in the information, and then just sued them further down the line with no warning. Just, yes, we're going to sue you. There was no kind of heads up to say, hey, you're doing this activity, we don't like it. They just slapped the lawsuit on them. So again, him making it sound so simple when we already know how much the SEC are moving the goalposts and switching the narratives to fit their argument. Him making it sound so straightforward, I really don't get why he thinks he's going to be okay. It does seem like he's living in a ignorance is bliss kind of world here. And I'm really not sure why. So, yeah, I have to say, I understand that he's, his opinion, and that's fine. But I think the fact that he thinks that he can do his token differently and everything will be okay, I think it seems a bit misplaced to me, a bit misguided, because, Ripple really did try their best to be on good terms with the SEC. This wasn't a thing where, they were doing dodgy dealings behind their back. They were regularly meeting with the SEC. So I'm not entirely sure, where he thinks he can change the error of Ripple's ways there. But maybe he's not done as much research on Ripple, so he doesn't know the full ins and outs. Maybe that he doesn't know the history of it. Could be, maybe. Do I think he's right? I mean, I don't know. As I said earlier, maybe they will lose. I don't think you can say definitely. I really don't think you can say that. I don't think anyone can say definitely one way or the other. Definitely win, definitely lose. I don't think anyone can answer that, to be honest. But yeah, I do worry because I'm not 100% confident that Ripple will win. I hope they do. I think they should from the research that I've done. I'm not a solicitor, so I can't act like everything I'm going to say is, completely right. But from the information I have seen and the lawyers that I have seen who've researched into this lawsuit and given their guidance, it sounds like Ripple are not in the wrong here. And it definitely looks like there's a lot of corruption at play in the SEC. So I hope they win. And as I said earlier, a lot of things have gone in Ripple's favor. But again, they're going against the government. And that's one thing that does scare me, because I just don't know if that's a battle they can win anyway. So that's something that I do feel adds a bit of a question mark around the case, as to whether they can really win this battle. But I hope they do. And I think they're on the right side of justice here. And as I said before, if Ripple lose this lawsuit, then this Gene Hoffman should be afraid. He should be very afraid. Because it looks very likely that they'll be coming for him next. And once they beat Ripple, that will give them the ego boost and the confidence that they need to feel like they can take on anyone they want. So, again, as I said in another video before, you should want Ripple to win this. And I'm not saying that he doesn't want them to win. He could just be saying he thinks they'll lose, but he doesn't want them to lose. I don't know. He's not made that clear. It sounds like he doesn't care, like he wants them to lose, but I don't know. But he should want them to win, because that's going to help him. He's making it sound like it's so simple to avoid getting slapped with a lawsuit, but we know that the SEC have changed the goalposts to suit whatever they want to say. So what makes him think that they won't just change the goalpost to whatever he's doing? I mean, there was a settlement not long ago with Kraken, the exchange Kraken, where, Gary Gensler in an interview had said, there was a form online that he needed to fill in. And, one of the owners said, is that all I needed to do? Silly me. If I'd have known that, I'd have filled that in and saved myself $30 million from a settlement. Which is him being sarcastic, because obviously he's saying that this form doesn't exist. The whole crypto space is crying out for clarity. This is the thing that everybody's frustrated with, because they haven't got clarity. And this is why everybody's scared to be under the crosshairs of the SEC. So, I do think he may be being a bit ignorant here with some of his some of the things he's saying, but time will tell. And let me ask you guys: do you guys know Gene Hoffman, Chia, the company, XCH, the token? I don't know this company. I don't know him. I don't know the token. I'm not well versed in them. So if there is anybody who knows about them, drop me a comment. Let me know what's the use case for the token. What's the utility? Is Chia a good company? What have they got planned? Is anybody here who holds XCH? I'm interested to know. Maybe there's some information I can get that might just give me some insight into this guy. But also, what do you think about the lawsuit? Do you think Ripple will win? Do you think they will lose? Do you think Gene is right? Let me know what you think. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. So, thank you for watching, guys. If you did like this, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until the next one, take care.